Hi, welcome to episode 3 of Yeah So. Today we're talking about dealing with this whole COVID situation. I'm sick of COVID. Honestly, it's like so tired.
Fuck yourself, Corona.
Um, you're with your parents, yeah, Sadia?
Yeah,
How are they doing?
they're good. They also are old people, so they enjoy staying home. I don't. Also, because I'm not complaining, but I have to do a lot of domestic duties. So, it's not the most fun phase of my life right now.
Yeah.
Especially because right before Corona started, like, there were a lot of things happening, a lot of things were supposed to, like, happen and stuff, and suddenly boom, everything cancelled, all your payments gone, freelancer, fuck yourself. I'm like, ha ha ha, life, calm down. This isn't even life giving you lemons at this point. This is life shitting and throwing that shit at you at this point. Because where is my lemonade? Where is it? There is no lemonade. But anyway, we're not here to mope about things. We're here to talk about important things during Corona times, okay?
Yes. One of them is dealing with the emotions that sort of come with, like, this time. Things are definitely different. I know that some people that like to be around other people have been having issues of, like, feeling a sense of, well, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to, like, want to be around people, so I don't know what they're going through. I mean, I'm not like a people person personally, so like this time, like in isolation, to be honest, isn't like too different from like before this. I was either like going out to improv shows or stand-up comedy shows before the COVID lockdown began. That has changed, so I'm like not socializing at all or networking at all. But I don't know. Personally, I think like living alone is quite chill. Like grocery runs are difficult because now I have to like queue up for grocery at like Lug Groceries by myself, and that's been a little bit like, yeah, little challenges like that on top of my everyday life. That's what I'm struggling with, to be honest. Oh yeah, like work prospects for sure. Before COVID, I used to like use some of my time to like network with companies to see if there's like a possible collaboration that could be had, or just getting my name out there, like introducing myself to people. Seeing, I'm like quite a social butterfly, to be honest. Um, in the right context, I suppose.
I think I'm a social caterpillar, as in I've not become a butterfly yet, but I'm trying. So I'm a social caterpillar. I crawl my way to social events. I should stop making bad jokes. Anyway, what next?
Oh yeah. People with that used to depend on everyday wages are definitely suffering. I know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The lady that cleans my house like every other day. Pre-COVID, a person that used to do it. She came to collect her monthly salary at the end of March. Toward the end of April, I gave her a call. I'm like, when are you gonna come and collect your salary for April? And she's like, oh, but I didn't work in April. And I was like, oh, but like you can't be working right now. So she wasn't even gonna like ask for her salary for April because like in her mind she hadn't done the work. And I found out that she is unable to like come to this area anymore, like where my residential building is. So she asked me if I could do a bank transfer. She gave me her bank account details, and I was able to do that. But that probably means that when she was usually getting an income from like 7 or 8 households that she was working, she might only be getting an income from like 1 or 2 households this month. And
Yeah.
that's difficult because like there's like
And
food
honestly,
expenses. I don't know.
it's not enough to like have cover an entire family for
Yeah,
like
and I don't know what her saving situation is because like not a lot of people saw this coming, right? Like just 2 months of
yeah.
no work. People that
Anyway, we're talking about how to take care of your emotions and your so emotions are going to be like pretty crazy at this time. even if you are not like minimum wage work, or life is like, like misery is misery, let's not try to categorize it. And one way of being positive, I feel, is gratitude. You kind of have to be grateful about the things that you have. At least people like you and me, we have a house, we don't have like the pressure. I at least right now I'm staying with my parents, so I don't have that added pressure of rent. I have food, even if it is not as like fancy as earlier. I'm still like being fed 3 times a day. I'm getting 3 meals a day, which itself is a pretty good deal. There are people out there who don't even get like one meal. So being aware of your situation and being grateful for it, it really like mentally shifts you from a place of misery to a like, okay, life's not that bad. And I think that's a good place to be, mentally at least.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I'm not blind to the privilege that I like have. I don't have, a full-time job. I didn't even have a full-time job pre-COVID. I'm still in the job hunting, starving artist phase of my life.
Definitely same. And it's not like, most of us have like yachts, or how do you pronounce that thing? What is a big boat
Mm-hmm.
called? A yacht? What's the plural of it? A
Yachts. Yeah.
yachts. So yeah, it's not like we have yachts or like fancy houses,
Right.
but still in a way better place than a lot of
Right, no,
people
that's
right
what I was
now.
saying. It's like I live rent free because like I live in my like one of my parents' properties, and I'm able to afford food no problem. Like again with my parents' support. So like I understand that like in a situation like this, like the current privilege I have really does make quite a lot of difference. Um, Still difficult, but it's okay. It's not bad for me.
Yeah, I get that. It's difficult, but
Yeah, it
it's
can be
okay.
dealt with. Well, this has been a time for some people to also think about like how the world works and how in a situation like this one could adapt. And one of the aspects of that is like um, possibly considering new sources of income. We thought.
Self-reliance, yes.
Uh, so like the example that I'm working with is sort of the PewDiePie business formula, wherein like one person takes like all of their ideas, all of the things that they know, and try to put it to like some use through YouTube, and I think that's potentially a source of income. But YouTube is also like sort of like this gladiator gladiator
Yeah.
type thing where if you want to survive you have to like do something incredible, and it has to be
It does see the
uh,
whole online, the whole, I don't know, social media thing sometimes really feels like Hunger Games. It's like, it's terrifying, really.
yeah. So I don't know if like at the age of 26 I should be trying to start a YouTube career, but I am, and I think it is possible. Those
Definitely is.
some things that got said quite a lot in the early YouTube days is like it's possible for everyone as long as they're consistent and work hard towards it. And like YouTube creators have sort of propagated that philosophy since then and continue to do so. So I'm trusting it and trying to get creative with Sadia. I'm also doing a podcast with my sister now, Afreen. And I'm thinking about making gaming videos also.
You
So yeah, video
should. I'm
gaming
telling you,
videos.
just get into it. Start making your gaming videos. So I was actually interestingly watching this video that was discussing all the industries that are, because of COVID, will actually like fail in the coming years or months, or not years, in the coming months, and the industries that are going to thrive. So a couple of them were like digital marketing. Sell somebody else's stuff, and it's purely digital, right? You could do that, or get into like digital entrepreneurship. Try to become like a digital entrepreneur where you like if you are an artist, make your art, get in touch with somebody who makes maybe t-shirts or cups or whatever, get in touch with them, have like a contract where you're like I'll give you the designs, you put it on a t-shirt, have like an online portal where you can sell your stuff, and do things like that. The other thing that I was reading up about was investing in stocks, because right now is a great time, because the stock market is down, and it's not going to be like this for a long time. At some point it has to go up. So this is actually a really good time to be invest. If you have the money, this a really good time to be investing in stocks or even real estate for that matter. You could learn to do copywriting, you could become like a ghostwriter for people, because a lot of people have ideas and stuff and they don't really know how to like write. So if you just brush up your technical skills a little bit, you could become like a writer, a copywriter, a ghostwriter. You could online podcast is another thing that is really like, you know, in the coming days it's going to become a huge thing, because shooting, like film industry, is going to go down. You're not going to be able to shoot because of all the social distancing and all the rules and regulations or whatnot. So people are still going to want entertainment. So, you know, you could be like a one person solo entertainer or whatever. So digital basically is where things are going to like really pick up. So you're on the right path, Zishan. Well done.
Yeah. Also, something I thought of, like there's a lot of teaching that's taking place online right now. Like a lot of teachers, they're moving forward with their syllabus via like communicating with students using webcam, and maybe there's something to that. Maybe there's like an online version of your job. Like technically, even if you're a mechanical engineer, you could design things from your own
Exactly.
home and like send it out to companies that use those designs. So I feel like the people that are able to market themselves online are gonna be able to deal with times like this a little bit better, even, you know, beyond COVID possibly, because I think that if you're accessing a market through the internet, it's going to be a much bigger market than one you can access physically, like one you can go to and like network in
Definitely,
yourself,
I
things like that.
100% agree with that. I think regardless of what the outcome of COVID is in the end, people should strive towards becoming more self-reliant, because say God forbid in the future you have another disaster like this coming your way, you still have to be in a place where you are secure by yourself. So yeah.
Okay, so there is a little bit of agitation in the air. Like I think people are generally like a little bit frustrated, a little bit tired. There was this case in Punjab where a police officer tried to stop someone, you know, during lockdown from traveling in their car, and then the cop like followed their car or something, or hung on to their car while they were driving away. The car basically drove through barricades and was trying to get away. A cop tried to stop the person. So these people, they had a sword in their car, and so they chopped.
Oh, this is the one where they chopped his hand off?
Yeah, they
Oh
chopped
God, yeah.
the cop's hand off, and this is bizarre. And you know, this is like a an extreme of it. This is not the extent to which you'll probably see aggression in the public, like, but there is going to be like, you know, a lot of there's going to be some bullying out there. Like grocery runs are a
Definitely.
good example. Some grocery stores are low on supplies, and so people are going to, like, some people that don't understand that society needs to function still um, will try to like use like physical strength in a lot of cases to, you know, try to get the last of the goods at a grocery store, or try to cut in line at in the grocery queue before supplies run out, trying to get from one place to another during lockdown, not making room for other people. There are going to be people like this out there, and I don't know, these are sensitive times because the police is overloaded with work, so I don't know how much they're going to be able to aid the general public. And there's a divide now in between like police and part of the public, because the police is frustrated because I feel like they're thinking the public is not understanding the seriousness of this issue and not abiding by lockdown rules, which is true. And the public is frustrated because they feel that the government is not understanding that they're poor and they need sources of income, they need to move around, they need to be able to go back to family, things like that. And so there's a little
True
bit
that.
of tension from this situation. There's quite a lot of tension from this situation. So a piece of advice I have is, if like you're going to do a grocery run, try to do it with a friend or something, or a family friend, something like that. Strengthen numbers and try to be like respectful of other people's personal space, and just like the more peacefully we can do this, the the better it'll be for everyone involved, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll just do a serious head nod at this point.
It seems appropriate for sure. Oh yeah.
But let's talk about some good news.
Okay. Good news. I heard that the Himalayas are visible from Punjab after like years and years, like decades maybe. Because the air is clearing out because of lesser pollution. Who knew that we're
The
causing so
hole
much
in the
pollution?
ozone layer has covered up on itself because of the lack of pollution. River Ganga, after years, is finally super clean now. It used to be like really, really polluted. It's like the pollution's completely gone, which is so exciting. Bunch of kids who are like donating their pocket money and stuff. Kim Jong Un is almost dead. Yay, good news. Can we celebrate someone's death? It's the only death that you can celebrate, I suppose. I don't know. Should you be happy if a dictator is about to die? Maybe. I don't know.
There's this new show on YouTube by John Krasinski. It's called Some Good News, and every episode he shares like a little tidbit about something nice that someone across the globe is doing. If you haven't checked out an episode of that show, I recommend it.
Carbon dioxide emissions from generating electricity dropped by 12% in the last year across the European Union compared to 2018. Bears are back in Spain. Bears are back in Spain. That's another good news. Bears are back in Spain. Yeah, so
I am.
did you notice that? He said yeah so without even intending to say yeah so. Like so, yeah. So what next?
I guess also like check in with like friends and or family members that you
Definitely.
are close to and or are not that close to and haven't talked to in a while, because not everyone will reach out to someone for emotional support, things like that. My mom and I are really close, so she's been using this as an opportunity to teach me how to cook. So I've made zira rice, I've made chole, I made dal tadka the other day. I just know how to make a lot of stuff now. Veg pulao. I'm on it.
Does she like call you up and like do you guys do a video call
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she
yeah.
tells you how to cook? That's
we,
really
we do we
cute.
do a video call and then I'll show her this much salt. She's like, no, a little more. Alright, this much salt. Yeah, this much.
So how are we ending? Should we do like a dance?
I don't know.
I can't dance too much. I don't have a bra on, so I'll just do this. So send us your likes, comments, shares, and whatnot. That's it.
Cool.
Bye.